Hey, in the last lesson, we decided our styles card and compiled our mood board. In this lesson, we'll be deciding the composition of our sentence. When determining the composition, the number of words and letters is decisive. The best way to start is noting down each of the words making up the sentence separately. We can use a notebook or a blank piece of paper. This will help us to become familiar with them and see the different possibilities they present. There are 5 words in total, and one of them presents different writing options, which is the third word, and. We can write it like that, or we can use the ampersand character. Regarding the rest of words, the number of characters increases as we move forward. See? So we have 3, 5, well, here we have 3, but then we have 7 and 9. It's also important to spot the main words, which will depend on what we want to communicate and also on the context. Let's think of the sentence, enjoy your coffee with milk. A coffee company would emphasize the word coffee, while a milk company would emphasize the word milk. Or let's say the sentence is being used by a cafe that wants to highlight the word enjoy. In our case, emphasizing the word survive would highlight the irony. However, I want to carry it up, so I need to emphasize the Christmas spirit. This way, the main word would be Christmas. Once you finish this step, we're ready to play around and try different options. First, we need to bear in mind the format's dimensions. As it's a Christmas card that I'm going to send to my friends, I have certain flexibility in choosing the format. After consulting the standard printed dimensions for folded cards, I could print them in square or vertical format with different size. So I'm going to play around with the composition, and when my text is ready, I'll choose the format that best suits the composition. At first sight, we could say that a triangular arrangement would be okay regarding the number of letters. So this could be a good option. Another possibility is aligning the triangle to the left, like this. We could also use a square format and insert more than a word in a single line. Or use a triangular layout in a squared format, like this example. Okay, what about a diagonal layout? Well, guys, draw all the composition that you can think of. As you can see, these are quite basic and simple sketches, so you don't spend too much time drafting the composition. The reason why you shouldn't spend too much time creating different compositions is because you'll have to pick just one of them and delete the rest. So just make quick sketches. Well, I think I prefer the square formats since the vertical ones don't emphasize the main word, which is the longest word actually. The best format would be a horizontal layout, but it's not possible in this case, so I'll choose the square format. For this reason, I'm going to reject this sketch, which would be the best option if the main word was in the middle of the sentence. But it's at the end, so we need to make it narrower or smaller, and I think it wouldn't work out. The option I like the most is this one on the left. It's a traditional layout, and thanks to the triangular format, the emphasis is the last word, which is also the main one. Okay, so once we've selected the composition, let's play around with the different options. I'm going to try out different combinations. Well, I'm thinking, and perhaps the C and the H could fill all this empty space and thus highlight the main words. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to pick the third option. From my point of view, it's a good idea to increase the size of the C and the H. Also, as Survive doesn't have ascenders nor descenders, the result looks great. Having selected the final composition, I'll open up Illustrator to start creating my lettering using the typography and the composition I chose. Remember that you don't need to use a typography as a reference. You could use your own lettering or a calligraphic text if you master this technique. So here we are in Illustrator and I've created a new canvas. Now I'm going to type the words separately. I find it is faster to select one word and duplicate it downward while holding Alt and dragging and modify them afterward. Although it's up to you, do it as you prefer. Okay, once your text is written, arrange it and position it according to the composition you chose previously. Guys, when modifying the size, don't forget to hold Shift in order to keep the proportion. Well, and I think it's great. Remember that this empty area will be filled with the C and the H. So this is ready for being printed and used as a base for tracing. And see you in the next lesson.